as long as we have a society, there'll be a role for social scientists. In my career as a sociologist, predominantly, although I got into the interdisciplinary areas, but they all have a social and cultural kind of payoff, ramifications. And I think that what we've seen in recent years, and in my dialogue with colleagues in other fields, in the Academy of Science, for example, I am encouraged by their awareness that these developments, these scientific developments, these technological developments don't take place in a social vacuum. That they themselves recognise that they are human beings, they're part of the society, they're producing knowledge for this society, and it can have, both very positive and very malign outcomes. The social sciences always have a place there because no technology operates on its own. It's not produced on its own, it's not used on its own, it's not interpreted. So there are all these areas which are very arcane, very specialized, and they require a social scientific sensibility to make sense of them, to understand them, to shape decisions about how they are going to unfold. Because if you go back to the foundation of a science of society, if we don't have social science, then everything relies on what? It relies on impression, it relies on someone's particular experience in some particular part of the world. It relies simply on sensation or prejudice or ignorance. We, like it or not, are in the activity of making the world, the social world, which in turn makes us. The first lesson of social science. And so, as I say, as long as there is society, there will be a need for us to think and to research about that society to make our lives better. Indeed, ultimately, to save our society, perhaps from itself. I think an area of impact is that I am a very active figure in the media. I like to discuss what I do, what my findings are, what the issues are. But I also like to be able to convert that knowledge and stimulate discussion amongst people who don't have the privilege of researching this. They're interested in it, they're hungry for it in some ways, thirsty for knowledge, but they just don't have the opportunity, the time, in some ways the training that you get obviously as a social scientist. So I think of that as an impact